You're watching the TCMMA podcast.
Robert Whittaker in top form, primed for a wrestling-heavy clash against Khamzat Chimaev at UFC Saudi Arabia, aka UFC Fight Night. And I'm really interested in this fight for obvious reasons. But I'm not so sure that Khamzat's going to come out wrestle heavy. I think he's going to come out and try to land a big KO in the first round. Now, the only thing that makes that also possibly not happen is that Khamzat doesn't want to mess with a striking Robert Whittaker, right? If he feels like he can take him down at will like he did with Usman, he'll go that route, you know? It was a good game plan against Usman. Performed really well until the injury, and then he looked rough the next two rounds. He can't afford to get injured in the first round in a 5-round fight with Whittaker, though. But what's the chances of that happening? I mean, it's possible. But sometimes these guys don't look great, like Colby Covington against Leon Edwards, right? Then you find out later, okay, they had an injury. That's why they didn't look good. But Khamzat, right, injured, still wins the fight. And everyone can say what they want. Oh, he didn't look great against Usman or Burns or whatever. Well, it is what it is. Now we got Robert Whittaker. And when he beats him, no matter how he beats him, you're going to have to come to recognize that Khamzat is the future. And it's time to start putting him in the title conversation. Everyone swore after the Usman fight he's guaranteed a title fight. No, he wasn't guaranteed a title fight. There was some mixing of words by Dana White in the UFC, like a title eliminator. I mean, every fight's a title eliminator. If you lose, not many guys fight for the title coming off a loss. So almost every fight is a title eliminator. So that's the way that story goes. And we're now less than 2 weeks away from Khamzat Chimaev's return, and I cannot wait. Let's just get past this week, a flyweight main event. I know, a little boring, right, in terms of what people want to see, but the bottom line is we get a big fight with Khamzat the following week, so we'll do what we got to do. Kenneth Bruner in the chat says Rosas Jr. is a likely future champ, in my opinion. I think so too, and that's why we got to put him on the dude list. King Terzi, listen to me. And you are the biggest Chimaev fans. Don't overthink this. We already won, bro. Yeah. No reason to overthink it, but we got to talk about all the topics and things like that. I mean, yeah, Khamzat's winning the fight. Chimaev by any way he wants. Exactly. And I think that's why, Robert Whittaker's trying to talk to him about the wrestling thing and trying to lure him into a striking battle. And I don't really think it matters. I hope Khamzat just goes in there against a striking Whittaker and just floors him. I hope he just goes in there and forget the takedowns, right? Now, if takedowns win the fight, fine. But that's a lot of control time for 5 rounds. Khamzat's got to be looking to go in there and forget about the gas tank right now. Trying to prove you can go 5 rounds. If you have to one day, fine. But there's no need to prove anything. All you got to do is go in there and get a win. And jump your ranking up into the top 3 or 4. And although that happened in the welterweight division, he had trouble making weight, so that wasn't realistic. So he got to 2 or 3, and then it's like, okay, you're going to make him fight another fight. You're going to make him fight Nate Diaz, who was unranked at the time, and he's a number 3 contender. It's just ridiculous. I mean, Khamzat was being used, and I'm glad he didn't make weight for that fight, regardless of what anyone else thinks, because Khamzat's not someone that should be used. Steve Michael Reynolds says, Whittaker Ham can jump Strickland in line and get the next title shot if you get a big win, right? Because of Mavov last night and all these fights in the middleweight division this month is crazy. But maybe because you don't get an exciting finish, people are like, well, Cannonier could have won that fight. Sean Strickland he dominated Paulo Costa, but he didn't get a finish. He just cruised to victory. So it's very possible. But I think this is why you haven't seen Duplessis and Adesanya announced yet. I think the UFC is going to sit around and wait and see how all these middleweight fights take place. And if Khamzat goes in there and floors Whittaker in the first round, which is why I'm hoping he's not trying to get to a 5-round fight to prove he's got a gas tank. If he floors him in the first round, he could fight for the title. It's very possible. I don't think that would happen, but you never know.
He's gonna fight, he's gonna fight. Hold your breath till the end of the night. Last fighter call, UFC at its height. Bringing that thunder with all his might. Saying, step up, wanna fight? Hold up, think twice. Gladiator, assassin, reckless, no abandon. Walk through that cage, he'll leave your ass.